In a moment of total despair, I cried out to the God I didn't even believe in. If you're a real God, whoever you are, you have 7 days to show me or I'm going to end my life. I don't see the reason to go on, so you better get to work. I'm not kidding. 7 days or else. Amen, I guess. I had turned 15 a few months prior, so some part of this was teenage dramatics, but some of it pointed to deeper problems. I felt overwhelmed by my life, and I needed something to change. I had to know some reason for my life existed beyond the atheistic existence I'd been experiencing. It's not that I'd been raised in an anti-religious environment, but an ambivalent one. It was more like I needed to figure out on my own what I believed about God, and my parents weren't that concerned with giving me help on this topic. That's not a fair thing to put on a kid, so I chose not to believe anything. I figured God would show up if he wanted me to believe something different, and then I basically lived as though God didn't exist. While I carried a bit of a dark storm cloud over my head, I still felt like atheism worked out all right for me overall. I had some stuff to deal with from my parents' divorce and my dad's alcoholism, which I wouldn't deal with for a long time, but I got through most days without an emotional breakdown. As I said, I did all right. Not great, but decent. Then, the bottom fell out of my so-so life in an instant. I woke up one morning to get ready for school and noticed my mom wasn't awake yet. That was odd, because she usually walked out the door as I woke up. I went into her bedroom to see if she had just overslept, and I saw her on her bed in the middle of a seizure. "Mom, are you okay?" I asked. She came out of her seizure for just a moment and said, "Yeah, I'm just not feeling well. Check back with me in 5 minutes." Then she went back to seizing. Shaken to my core, I listened to my mom anyway. I grabbed some breakfast and wolfed it down, thinking the whole time about my mom and wondering what had happened. After I finished my meal, I went back to check on my mom. She remained in a seizure, but this time unresponsive. I called 911. "What's your emergency?" "My mom is having a seizure that's lasted over 5 minutes and won't stop." "Okay, we will send an ambulance to your house. Hang in there." A few long minutes later, the paramedics arrived and started checking my mom. "Does your mom use drugs?" "No, she doesn't use drugs. Why would you ask me that?" "This looks like a drug overdose to me, that's why." I look back on this and shake my head. Who tells a 15-year-old his mom might be overdosing on drugs? For some reason, they didn't let me ride in the ambulance with my mom, so I found myself alone with a disaster of a house left by the paramedics, wondering if my mom would die or not.